So, light this up with the green flame candelabra, and then this one. Wonderful. I wonder what those are used for. What a fun-loving gal that Reith is, eh? They're teleporters. Alright then. Well, let's just teleport her. Oh, and there are still random encounters in here. Not a problem. These enemies, at the very least, are not too much of a threat. The dropouts have that attack, which is kind of painful. Especially if they use it twice. Hey, wait a sec. Harrison, you were supposed to attack first. Oh, great. The professor steals MP. Well, regardless, I'd rather deal with these guys than those big computers who explode in your face. It is very painful when things explode in your face. Or so I assume. I've never actually had it happen for realsies. But it does sound painful. Porkchop says, so that's how my former classmates look like after failing college. Oh, do you happen to know our heroes? Ah, so close. Oh, Porkchop says, oh no, the enemy name was named Dropouts. Oh, yeah. Kind of appropriate, actually. Was that the one I tried before? I think that was the one I tried before, so let's untry it and go for the one on the right instead. While also dealing with more dropouts. Hey, if they're dropouts, what are they doing back in school? If anything, they should be drop-ins. Unfortunate miss, but otherwise not too much of a concern. Or none at all. So much root beer, seriously. It is weird that we're getting root beers of all things in this place. Okay, so no matter what, that path is a no-go. So don't go right. It is fail. Let's try left. Then left again. And right? Yay! A dead end. But we could not find Reith anywhere else. What's going on here? Michiru narrows her eyes. So, for context, each of our heroes has a guardian angel alongside them and providing their powers. One of them is Michiru, who is narrowing her eyes. Sniff, sniff. I agree. This is odd. There's no way that a woman as arrogant as she would actually run from us. So you mean to say, after all of that useless provocation, that ugly woman didn't even show up to take us on? This... Urgh. Shermes calmly finishes the sentence for him. Sucks? Was that the word you were looking for? Yes, it was. I absolutely cannot stand her now. Calm down, child. We should be thankful if such a monster really did choose not to fight with us. After all, you, Uri, and Dusk have already learned quite well how dangerous a person she is. Exasperated sigh. Yeah, of course. But did you really need to bring up an embarrassing story like that again? Oh, right. It's a little difficult to admit that you three actually needed to be rescued by a bunch of girls, isn't it? Tee. But is this really all she had planned for us? A labyrinth full of illusions made to appear as Reith's homicidal fanatics? Of course not. This is Reith talking now. Of course not. This little party of ours simply hasn't gotten far enough underway just yet for your hostess to call for its main event. That's all. I am sure you will know where to find me next if you just think carefully on what could be the only remaining place in all of your world that a luminous Elru Knight could go to now in order to slay many of those weakling human loved ones of yours whom you three would be foolishly sentimental enough to want to protect from us. Seeing as I am the only one left in order to fulfill such a purpose, all there can be left to do now is for me to just destroy you myself. Now, though, I fear you really have no hope of passing this last exam I must give you before I am allowed to face you in person. Hee. I admit that it seems foolish. I would be content to just keep playing games with you all like this when right now the one and only wish I harbor in my soul is to simply kill you, my most hated enemies. But still, I do enjoy your slow torment. Now, come and get me if you think you have what it takes to face yourselves first. What? Face ourselves? How incredibly corny. Reith is starting to become more of the comic relief in this game than a villain to be genuinely dreaded. Another fourth wall breakage, I feel like. What is that at your feet, Harrison? Looks like a hairpin fashioned in the shape of an... Harrison looks more closely. An inverted cross with a 6-pointed star overshadowing it? The heck is that supposed to symbolize? It must belong to Reith, then. Huh? How do you know? It seems Dusk was paying particular attention when Chiru described how precisely we created the brooch that was broken by the Dark Lord during that story we had told you for and the Winters family way back in our first visit to Kalinka. Do you remember? Wasn't the brooch made sort of heart-shaped, overlaid by an upright cross? I remember now that was also how the key to the Itsuki Elves' underground sanctuary where Lisa's diary is kept was shaped. Yes, and it seems Dusk already knows the Elvanian language well enough to have been able to discern the meaning of this hair ornament's design. Let's just say that the hairpin Harrison is holding and Serena's brooch are meant to hold opposite truths. Reith probably wants us to cringe, follow her presence using this hair ornament. I can feel her malice radiating from the accursed thing so heavily that it chills my blood. To the southwest of us? She must be heading towards Magnolia then. Come on, we have to get back there and stop her before something happens. So this is really just the end of it? Oh, there's suddenly pebbles here. Yeah, I thought this would be leading to a boss fight. That whole fighting yourself thing, though, sounds kind of foreboding. Meanwhile, I know you are still around here somewhere, Tasera. You sly foxwoman. She is not actually a fox, it is just a taunt. I do not think for a second, or do not think for a second that you can escape me. Oh, it's Vern. Vern says with a scorn-filled laugh, "So there you are. Stupid girl, did you really think that you could easily lose me in the forest just now? Have you forgotten that I, too, am an elf just like you?" Tasera backs away. We could see that, so you didn't necessarily need to tell us. "Stay away from me, demon. You are mistaken to call yourself a creature of elven blood. Or a child of Elvenia, for that matter." "Perhaps you are right, girl. After all, I do not possess any love for this world or any of you who dwell within it. So, I guess, why should I even wish to be called a child of Elvenia? Besides, you realize that I serve a far greater master than your pitiful goddess, don't you?" You serve a wicked monster, nothing more. Wicked master, monster, either or. And you may betray her as one of these days. As well, one of these days. Okay, we're doing this again, huh? Where I am flubbing just about every line. I'll go ahead and just take a drink. You know nothing of how precious loyalty is. In spite of the monster that you are, and though I did so only to save my dwarven brethren and Sebulhan from you, I am grieved to have had to deceive you into believing I wish to serve you as my master. But then, you probably only intended to do away with me in the end anyway, once I had served your hideous purposes, didn't you? After all, you said so yourself that you truly hate all Elvenians, right? You sure do like to talk tough, don't you, girl? But you know very well in your heart that both the mad shuddering of your entire body and the feverish sweat that shrouds your flushed face have made your fear painfully obvious. You are afraid of me at this very moment, aren't you, little Miss Elf? Go, yes, I am. Vern says with a soft chuckle. Yes, just as I thought. I am afraid you will not have the chance to go warn those foolish dwarves and fairest doll of their imminent demise at my hands, a little mischievous Tasera. You will not be saving any kingdom or the innocent lives within it today, for you will die right here, this very moment. No one defies me with clever magic tricks the way you dare to, and lives. Okay, what are y'all talking about? Something has happened off camera, and I am very curious what was going on. Tasera trembles harder. I ought warn you, Ellewind. I have become nearly as strong in magic as you are. I am admonishing you to get back. Now. I told you not to call me by that name, girl. Gasp. Vern more calmly says, I hope the bitter taste of knowing that many others will die after you because of your utter failure will make your last moments even more painful with the feeling of despair. And then we got a beautiful melodic voice. Stay that hand of yours that is so swift to shed blood, you vile fiend. Unfortunately, I cannot do a beautiful melodic voice. Now what? What in your worthless goddess's name are you doing? Shall I make you weakling elf maidens taste your own sickeningly pure blood as well as this girl's? Oh, we got Moon Maiden Alhana here. Man, we really need to go back to her and tell her that she totally should marry that guy. So, Moon Maiden Alhana says with bravery, "Hear us, wicked servant with no master. We forbid you from laying one hand on that young girl. Leave these sacred lands immediately. Remove your black soul at once and stain Lilia's purity no longer, or we will have no choice but to remove you forcibly." Starmat and Kikole. The elves of the Lilian Forest have hidden in fear from the darkness that taints Elvenia for too long. We will stand and fight you with everything we have now. And you can go tell your heartless Dark Lord all of this after we have sent you running and screaming from us like a little girl, and your evil plans concerning Ferris Doll are thwarted. Okay, it is interesting that a girl is making that sort of taunt, I gotta say. Sudden Maiden Alana says, "Prepare yourself, beast of the darkest night." Vern is fully enraged. "Do you for really think that I am going to allow a bunch of foolish teenage girls to talk that way to me and live? I will tear your frail bodies apart right this moment." And lastly, we got Twinkle Spirit Maiden Shele. What? Tasera's right hand takes on a bright glow. "I don't think so, Ellawind." Ack! You bothersome little gnat. All four forest maidens chant, "Spiral Flash!" Dang it, petulant elves. Here I was totally expecting for us to drop the bridge from underneath him. That was a cool little fight. Thank you for saving me. Alhana, everyone, you risked destroying yourselves to cast such a dangerous spell for my sake. Alhana's breathing hard. It was all we could do to possibly stop him. Miss Tasera, heavy breath. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. Alanda says with a smile, "Sure, took a lot out of us, though. Hee." What was that monster? Shelley swoons. Everyone, I am... Miss Shelley? No! Shelley! Okay, let's finish going to the world map. So that's our next destination there, but first I think it is time to do some healing. So, remind me why we didn't kill that guy when we fought him? I wouldn't mind another shortcut right about now. Well, while we're here, do I want to buy some more healing items, perhaps? We don't need to be worried about root beers. Sugar clovers, got plenty of those. If there's ale, still got plenty of those. Dew clovers. Nah, let's go ahead and move on. Is this another highway? Yep, it's another highway. Is it gonna be destroyed like the others? Probably. Yep. It's a good thing we got these teleporter glowy glyphs. Otherwise, I don't know how we get across. And as I expected, we have a ride back in Magnolia. Should we be heading to the crib or regular SAU? Probably regular SAU. But let's go ahead and check the crib first anyway. I just heard something inside the house. Again? Landlord brought the police with him to arrest him. We've already had this cutscene. Other friend... Hold on a sec. Does this cutscene play every time we try going in the house? No, it's repeating. Why is the cutscene repeating? I saved after I saw the cutscene, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. This is, in fact, the cutscene that played earlier. Does it happen every time we try to go in? No. There's no affinity fragment or anything up there, so... I did save after coming here the first time. Why is it repeating? Does it repeat if we leave and go back in? Weird. Maybe I didn't save. Huh. Well, anyway. Saving again. And we'll head into SAU.